We are live. Hey, good morning, everybody. Look who's here.
Good
It's
morning.
Maggie. So welcome, Maggie. She's back in our studio today because she's doing some snowmen.
In the
Mix
meadow, we
me
will
build
build
a
a snowman.
snowman and
I
pretend da
noticed
da 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 da.
Minnesota was getting snow last night while we were getting that rain.
Somebody said they were going to get snow. A customer was in yesterday
Yeah.
and said she was going to have snow. And I'm like, what? And she was going to Minnesota. So luckily that was
Yeah.
Minnesota and not here.
I don't know about you. Did you hear that huge loud boom about 3 o'clock in the morning?
No, I didn't.
Oh man, was it a crack of thunder? One of the loudest I've ever heard.
Really?
Yep.
No, I didn't hear it. I'm surprised. Must have been sleeping at that time, which isn't typical for 3 a.m. How many of you guys wake up about 3 a.m.?
Oh,
That's very
not
common
good.
for me. I don't know why. You see stuff, on Facebook that says, hey, if you wake up at 3 a.m., here's why, but I don't read those things. All right. Well, Bunny says, hi, Maggie, and she put Maggie all in caps.
Oh, good morning. I
And
miss all you guys.
Tim says, yay, a Maggie day. You guys, Maggie's been in the background a bit. Well, you worked here. You did work in the store during our holiday open house, right? Was that when you were here? No, the week before. So she has been in the store and she's made lots of projects and kits for us this year. And it's really exciting because she's here this morning. And Maggie, I think something you've done regularly is the snowman gig.
I can't let a winter go by without a snowman.
I
don't
love
know
that.
what it is. Kind
So,
of nostalgic, I guess.
oh, well, it is nostalgic. So let's see. Oh, Peggy says, Peggy from Ohio just got her Maggie Christmas book kit yesterday. And she can't
Oh,
wait to make it. Doesn't that make you feel good?
yes. I've already started collecting red books when I find them at
Of
Goodwills and
course you
stuff.
have.
So I have a pile for maybe another project, maybe a Valentine one.
Maggie, there's so many comments that people are so excited to see you. And so am I. I'm really happy that Maggie's here. It's my glimmer. It's my glimmer when I looked up and Maggie was standing
I love
inside Memory Bound.
walking into the store because it's just people say it's a happy place.
It's very happy.
Yes, it is.
And what will make people really happy is that free magazine. Do you want to show that magazine on the camera, Maggie? Because we haven't run out, you guys. It's a free magazine with
I'm looking.
$50. I know. I understand. I just want to look at it. The magazine is free with a $50 purchase, and as it's while supplies last. It's the last issue of Scrapbook and Cards today.
Scrapbook and Cards. Let's just flip through. Do I turn it? Which way do I turn it?
I can.
If I just want to flip.
If you want to flip through it, let's get you on the other camera. And let me switch cameras here, which is very easy to do.
Okay, so I need to turn it
you
this
need to
way.
be right side, like you're reading it. No, that's upside down.
That's upside down. Okay.
Everything is right side up these days.
All right. Let's just kind of flip through and just see some of the best ideas. Look at that page layout. That looks like a Peggy page layout.
Which is a big compliment.
Yes. And I'm just going to flip through because the colors and the ideas are just so fun.
Well, it has a little bit of everything.
It does.
Scrapbooking, cards, mixed media. It's got shows you some of the new product that's out.
Those tags are darling. I just think that's way too cute.
We have people watching from everywhere.
Nice.
And it's funny, there's Darlene and Carla are both watching from Virginia.
Oh, wow.
And we got Phyllis from Nebraska, and Sharon says, you look great.
Thank you.
I was going to tell you, I thought your hair was really cute.
Well, stick around. Tomorrow it'll look different. But this is a very nice magazine for free, so that's really great. 100+ ideas for fall and winter projects. So
that's while supplies last. So be sure, and if you're going to come in and see us or place an order, make sure you get that done while we still have those magazines. All right. Well, I'm going to switch the camera back, Maggie, and actually, I can take it out. Do you want to talk a little bit about what we're going to do today? And I've got your projects right here.
We can look at someone you know, somebody that works at Memory Bound that does such a nice job of displaying things. They had these two kits sitting
I think it
on
was
this wood
Katie.
wood slice. And I figure anything you put on a wood slice is great.
It looks
So
good.
I love it. But those are the two kits that we're just going to take a look at today. And with Thanksgiving coming up, it's so fun to have the day after Thanksgiving when things have settled down maybe a little bit and you're not quite ready to put the tree up yet, but you just want to do something crafty. It's kind of fun to get together with your family or friends who are maybe at your house and do a quick little kit. And that's what I liked about these is both of them are very quick and very easy. So this kit right here is the Let It Snow. And that kit comes with everything you need in there. You get the box, and there's even some Iowa twigs and all the pieces that you need to make this one right here. And the dimensions of this one is about 4 by 9, and it's not just shy of 2 inches deep.
And it's got the fabric on it, and it's got a Maggie
Yeah.
button on it. And Maggie's twigs or sticks. Are those considered twigs or sticks
I
when they're
call them
little like that?
twigs.
Okay.
I call them twigs. And I love to incorporate Tim Holtz fabric into things. So it worked perfect for his little scarf. So the other kit,
It's nice because these are not, they're good for Christmas, but they last throughout the winter
yeah,
season.
yeah. And what I like is after you take the Christmas stuff down, you can put these out for a couple months.
Absolutely.
This kit is called Build a Snowman, and this one's a little smaller. This one, the size is 4 by 5, and it's also maybe just shy of 2 inches deep. And so just to show the
And they're
back.
both $23.99.
And so if you want something simple but you like watercoloring, this is a very, very easy way to watercolor. You do not need to be a pro to do this. And
And you're going to show us how,
I'm
right?
going to show you the easy way. I call it the easy way to watercolor, and it's kind of foolproof. So if you're looking for simple little projects, we still have those kits available that you can make with your friends and family that are still hanging around after the turkey dinner.
And I think we have 3 wood slices, 3 of the big chunky wood slices available. So if you need that, they're really nice for centerpieces.
I love
I got
those.
2 last year.
Like I said, you put anything on a wood slice and it just is fun.
Year round. It's a year round
It
thing.
is. It is.
Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me see. Whoops. Just sorry, guys. I just kicked that. Donna loves your projects. Carla loves both. She says nutcrackers and snowmen are her favorite thing to decorate
Oh,
with. Isn't that neat? And Bunny says great projects. Gorgeous. So we're going to switch cameras, Maggie, and we're going to have you. I'll straighten things out a little bit before
okay.
we go.
And do I need to move this?
Or I can slide back
there we
too.
go.
How's that? Is that pretty good, Maggie?
Yeah. And Kelly, I'm going to
And
start
we'll get
with,
close. We might get closer as you're.
I'm going to start with the Let It Snow project. And that is this kit right here.
All right, we're going to go a little closer since you're going to be doing,
Yeah.
your projects are a little smaller. Oh, no,
I'm going to
it's
start with
upside
him.
down.
Oh, got to remember that. Okay.
We're so cool now that we're right side up. We can do everything right side up.
I love that. So what I'm going to show you is, like I said, this is the easy way to watercolor. It looks professional, but it is so simple to do. And it looks like you were really, really good at watercoloring, which I'm not, but
You
just
are
makes it
too.
easy.
I forgot that you made this out of like circles and die
Yes.
cuts.
Yes. And these are made, the snowman actually was made out of just circles. We free tore his nose. And the Let It Snow, Kelly, did we look to see if we had any of those dies?
We are out of that. I'm not even sure we can still get it.
Okay, but it is in the kit, so
Yeah,
lucky
you.
you.
Get it in your kit.
So what I did is I watercolored the background of the Let It Snow, and I watercolored these two circles, and then I also watercolored the nose, which I'm just going to show you how easy it is to do, because if you think that you're not a watercolor person, you can do this. So the first thing that you're going to do is in this kit, maybe I should show what's in the kit. In each kit, you're going to get this cool box. Kelly has a knack for finding really cool boxes. And you're going to get, it says one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. So even if you get the kit and you don't get to the snowman,
I
you
love
could
that.
set this out, and then next year you have the
And we
box.
do have a few extras of those.
And then in the kit, you're going to get the blue, and we give you two pieces, one for the front, and then one you will cut down a little bit for the inside, because I thought it just looked more finished. I'll show you the finished in there. And you know, I really seriously thought, Kelly, you could almost make another whole shadow
Oh, on the
box on the
back
back
and flip it. Yeah,
and
that's a good
flip it if
idea.
you wanted to do that. So anyway, so you get the two blue pieces, and then you also get in this little package of loosables, you're going to get your twigs, your button, your fabric, and the black and the white shadowing for Let It Snow, and then the twine. So it's all in there. So I'm going to put this back right here. So even if you can't get that die cut, the Let It Snow die cut, you get it in the kit. So that's a good thing. I'm going to close that kit there. All right, so the first thing I'm going to show you is in the kit, of course, you get I think a 2-inch and a 3-inch, and then a little square rectangle, and then you get two long rectangles. So the first thing you're going to do is, what I like to do is to create a little bit of depth um, when you're doing some collage, so that not everything is just glued flat. And so what I ended up doing was I put the back piece of the snow, I glued that down. And then when I set the snowman on there, he felt like he was just kind of balanced, floating on top of that. So I cut another one. And so you have two layers. I don't know whether you can see that. Two layers, one behind the snowman and one in front of it. So it just gives you a little bit more realistic and a little bit more depth to that. So the first thing you're going to do, I'm not going to do the whole kit, but you're going to get two of these, and one of them you're going to tear off about 1/4 of an inch. And you do not need to measure this, just eyeball it. And sometimes I make one edge a little taller than the other, but you just tear it off, and let's just kind of tear off a little bit more here. And we just want it to give the appearance of snow. And if you're tearing it towards yourself, if you tear it towards yourself like this, you're going to end up with some uh, edge that looks like this. If you tore it the other way, you would not get this fiber edge. You're going to get that look. And so you want to be able
Can
to,
you show it up close to the
yeah,
camera, Maggie?
you want it to look like this. So when you're tearing, hold it in your left hand and tear it forward so that you expose some of those fibers, because that's going to be important when you do some watercoloring. I always try to use the smooth side. I think you get a better watercolory look with this technique. So we're going to take 1/4 of an inch off this one. We're going to take about 1/2 of an inch off this one. And the same thing, you can go up and down a little bit and kind of end up like this. And the reason you do 1/2 an inch and 1/4 of an inch is because you want them to layer on your project, so that the one behind is the 1/2 inch one. Whoops. And then the one in the front, you took more off. Well, yeah. This is the back one is the one you took the 1/4 inch off. This one is the 1/2 inch. And actually, I'm thinking that maybe we could take a little bit more. So we're just going to take a little more off there, like this. So the reason is you want it to look like this, like that. Okay, so that was pretty simple. Anybody can tear those papers. And this little piece right here, this is what you're going to tear. And I gave you plenty big, so if you mess up, but this is what you're going to tear the snowman, so the nose. So here's what I'm going to do, just to give you 2 chances. We're going to tear it in half like that. And we're also, again, going to tear towards you. Doesn't matter as much with here, but we're going to tear about the nose should end up being about 1/4 of an inch.
I wondered how you made the nose.
Yeah, just tearing. And so by tearing it in half, if you mess up this one, you've got another one. So it needs to be about 1/4 of an inch on the bottom, and it comes to a point, and it should be probably about 1 inch long. And maybe it will tear off this little edge right here. And so there's your nose. Doesn't have to be super big, but you want it to be about 1/4 of an inch here and pointed. I'm going to put this up here, and about 1 inch long. Okay, so you've got that, and you've even got another little piece that if you need another nose, you can keep that. Okay, so now we're ready to do some watercoloring, and it's the easy shortcut way to
And
do
Maggie, we have a
watercoloring.
couple questions.
Yes.
And the background is a little wonky because of that mat. So could we put this underneath would you mind working on top of that?
On top of this?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. When I do the watercoloring, though, I won't be able to. I'll have to do it right on the mat. But yeah.
Okay. There's the mat's giving off wiggly lines.
Oh, really?
And then we have a question about the paper that you use, what collection it's from.
Oh, I'm glad
and
you
it's
brought
from
that.
Winter Fun. So the paper that's the back. Wait, is that the
Echo
wrong
Park
one? Yeah, no, use the
Snowman
same one.
season. Yes. Actually, I used the same paper for both these projects. Actually, I was at home working on these projects, and I liked this paper so much, I thought, well, why not use it on both projects?
And then show us the back too.
And
so we can see
you'll
the
know
back.
you
I
have the
can't
right
remember.
one when you have the snowman
Oh, there you go.
with the snowflakes.
And that we have the whole collection from Echo Park. So if you like that look, it's called Winter Fun.
Winter Fun.
Isn't that cute? That just how it's written there.
It is. In fact, if I had this piece of paper, which I did at home, I cut this little piece out.
Oh, and saved it?
And put it in a little basket because it'll show up on another project.
I know, you're
somewhere.
the barcode strip queen.
Love it. Okay, and you probably get 2 of them, see? So when you're cutting off that barcode, you're going to get 2. And I would save this too to put somewhere on a card.
And then the other thing, help me remember, there's been a lot of comments about your altered Christmas book.
Yes.
So if we can show that maybe at the end.
Yeah.
Do you want to show it at the end?
Yeah, or do you want me to just bring it out right now so we don't forget?
Then we won't forget. Us forget, Maggie?
Yep. Okay. So I just start with a red. I find a red. Now you could certainly use a cream colored book, or you could use a dark green or just a green book. So when you're looking at Goodwills or thrifting and you find a book that is one of those colors and it's cheap, just pick it up because it comes in handy.
You might need it someday, right?
Yeah. And I love this size. And so we have no more kits of this, right?
Right.
Okay.
The paper is sold out.
This paper is sold out.
Yeah, there's probably.
I love this paper.
Yeah, I can see what else we would have, but I know you use the black color vibe and the red color vibe.
Yes.
And then that paper was from the Simple Vintage Believe.
Yeah, but I bet we have some other papers. I looked and looked for a snowman, something like this too.
Oh, wouldn't that have been good?
Yeah, snowman would be fun too. But yeah, so that's
I can look for some other papers. We don't have those kits any longer, and we do have the quote though. If you
Yeah.
wanted to purchase the May You Never Be Too Grown Up to Search the Skies on Christmas Eve.
Maybe we could ask one of our friends out front to search for some
Hmm.
fun. I think there is a paper out there but it's not on the paper. It's in the ephemera pack that had a big snowman. And
Oh,
I love that.
okay.
And I think that would make a great snowman one.
That
But
would.
these are so fun and so easy to do.
And
So,
Maggie, we got something in since you made that, and I think you probably would have loved using it. This is from Prima. We showed it the other day.
oh my gosh. You mean
Don't you agree?
I wouldn't have had to go out in the yard and picked up real pine cones?
Right.
I love that. Oh my gosh,
And they're
Kelly.
asking about the dye that was used. Okay, so
Look at this. And this would be good for even a snowman one.
mhm. And that's from Prima.
Oh,
And
wow.
does it have a name on it?
6.99 and it's called Twinkle and Treats. Oh
Which
my
is,
gosh, Kelly, I love this. And you know what? If you wanted to, you could paint the little berries red if
oh,
you
sure you
wanted
could.
them to be a little more Christmassy. But I like the natural look. But looks like you get 3 of them.
So they're asking about getting the directions, and we probably could make the directions available later today. We can't do it during the video.
Yeah.
And then,
This is an old Biggs.
yeah, that's a Tim Holtz Sizzix. It's not available any longer.
So there again, if you have the kit, then you have this. But you know what? There are other poinsettia dies that you could use just as easy. But these are the real pine cones, but this would have been way easier. Oh my gosh, I love these, Kelly. So
So
you
we
get
can
3
work
for,
on making these instructions available, especially since we're out of everything. Barbara says the book was so much fun. It was an exceptional project.
oh, I'm glad to hear that. It wasn't that hard, was it?
Not really, but it sure looks amazing. It was a highlight of our holiday open house event.
I love that Santa.
And Diana wants to know if you've seen the Graphic 45 Wizard of Oz, because remember you did the Wizard of Oz demo, and
Oh my
we have that
gosh.
coming. It'll probably arrive Friday or Monday.
I'm kind of a Wizard of Oz person. Last year on our way down to Arizona, we had to stop at the Wizard of Oz Museum somewhere in Kansas, some little town in Kansas. That's all I know. But that would make a great book. Oh, I love that idea. I'm going to have to be on the lookout for when that comes out. I have seen that it's coming out, but okay. Hey, Becky, out on one of the end caps, there is a winter line that has an ephemera pack that has a big snowman and it's sitting right front and center. And it's probably across from the checkout station. If you could see that ephemera pack, that'd be great. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to move on to that easy way to watercolor. And I am going to have to do this because I have to use the mat. So any craft mat that you have, this craft mat has a little bit of texture to it. And sometimes because it has a little bit of texture, it creates, when you're making this watercolor, it kind of creates a place for that water to sit rather than if I were to do it on glass, you get a different look. So you can do it on glass, but I kind of like having a little bit of that texture. So what I do, and this is hard to explain in directions, so I'm glad I get to show this. Is that what I was thinking? Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, I'm looking at this. This is Simple Stories. This has been catching my eye, Kelly, every time I walk by it.
I wondered what snowman you were.
Yeah, this is Simple Vintage Believe. And I'm looking at these. Can I open it real quick?
Yeah. And Sarah also had a comment, but which was a duh. We don't have that individual Santa paper, but we have the collection packs, the 12 by
Okay.
12 collection packs, which have that paper in them.
So
And
here's what I'm
Sarah,
thinking.
this is the
Oh,
last
great.
one.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you, Sarah.
there's not a lot of them, but we do have that.
And so
Okay.
that's Simple Vintage Believe.
Yeah, that's your Santa paper, and it's in
Oh.
here in the collection pack.
Is this Santa real big?
It's the same Santa that you used in your book.
Oh, I
This is
see.
your paper.
This is my paper. Okay. I was thinking that it was different. Okay. So we do have that paper. So if you wanted to recreate
in the
the
collection
book,
pack. We
you
don't
can
have the
get the
individual
collection
sheets.
pack.
We had a lot of them, and
And
they're
I
sold out.
used this and this, and you certainly could use, did I use the plaid on the back of the
You
book?
did.
I did. And I
It's
made
been a
that
while
so
since
long
you
ago.
made that,
Yes.
hasn't it?
Oh my gosh, look at this. And do you get 2 of each paper or 1? So
that might be
there's,
the problem. You only get one, but you could put something else on the back. There's
yes.
another plaid in there. There's that green plaid.
Yeah, you could. I was thinking about the Santa. But yeah, this is the collection pack. You get 104 pieces for $18.99.
So
Oh,
you
look
get
at
the
that
stickers and all the
snowman.
papers. It's a
Kelly.
great collection. Unfortunately, it just has sold out at Simple Stories and at our distributors. So
I'm always looking for cute snowmen, and there's 2 of them on here.
there you go.
And you know what? You could find a smaller book and you could make
That
a
would
cute
be
little
cute.
one.
That'd be cute.
Okay. So in this binder, they're called binder inserts,
Oh,
but
Sarah,
I
thank
just
you.
was caught by this snowman. So if you had a smaller red book, this could be on one side. You could tear it, and this,
Oh, well,
well,
there you
there's
go.
a
There's a
Santa,
Santa.
yeah. But I was thinking this would be kind of cool on the other side, kind of torn, and make your book that way. You could kind of tear that. I don't know. I just caught my eye. Oh, here's the other side. Okay, here we are.
So what Maggie's looking at right now is the binder inserts from Simple Vintage Believe.
Okay, if
And
I were going
they
to
fit the
make
snap binder.
a book,
Here she goes.
okay, this would be one side. This would be the other side of the book. Wouldn't that be cute?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then where's these things? Okay, we've got the makings,
Yeah.
makings of another book. I love that. Oh,
So, we haven't really ever opened that snap binder insert pack. And Katie just commented it's great for a junk journal.
it is.
So
Look at,
in the pocket.
oh, and there's a
It's
pocket.
made to fit in any of the snap binders.
But you could alter them, tear off those holes, and
Here,
you'd have
Maggie,
the
I got that.
makings. There we go.
So then Sarah came through for us because she thought this
Oh,
might be a good
Sarah.
one to put in a book.
Oh my gosh,
That's
yes.
from All Wrapped Up. That's the 6x8 tablet from All Wrapped Up.
And it is Simple
And you
Stories
get
also,
two.
$7.99. You get 2
two
of
of
those.
everything in there.
And look at for the other
The
side.
music. I love that
The music.
Oh my gosh. And we do have the Maggie's quote available. So you could still put your quote on the other side.
Okay, this
And
is.
we can't see that. You need to move it up a little.
Sorry.
But you're enjoying
I'm
it, right?
enjoying it. Oh, see,
So
you get
two. You get 2 of that Santa.
And oh my gosh, there it is. Kelly, you sold me on these. I don't have to
Should I
go
put it
out
in your
looking
pile?
yeah. Okay, so just wanted to share that. That
Oh,
green
yay.
stripe is very cool. Sarah,
And
very
Sarah's got
good.
another one for you. Next up is Hearth and Holiday 6x8 tablet. Oops, your snow just went flying. And we can give that to Maggie because that's got your Santa there also.
There's Santa.
We put Sarah on a mission, you guys, and boy, did she deliver.
Here's another thing that would be cool on one of the book pages, December 25th. But see, you can, even if something's kind of small, you can build it up with mats to make it fit your book. But be on the lookout for little books, just little poetry books that you could use at a thrift store. I'm terrible. I hit thrift stores on a daily basis.
It's a hobby.
It is. I love it. But oh yeah, very cool.
So check out maybe the 6x8 tablets. We have the 12x12.
We're going to give you a challenge.
Pack.
Come up with another cute little book display like that. I love it.
Okay, Pat's asking, will those pine cones sit on the Santa Claus book that you made, or are they too small?
They would be perfect.
They'd be perfect.
Yeah, I'm going to show.
Good question.
So when I made this, I did use an Iowa twig. And what I did is I glued the twig. Let me see if you can see this. I glued the twig just on the pages in a couple spots, and I don't know whether I glued it here and glued it here. So it kind of crosses over, but it gave me a base to then add the other things I wanted to add. Those are all attached to the twig more than they are to the book. And that allowed that book to stay open and gave it a little bit more stability. But take a look here.
Yeah, those are really the perfect size.
Perfect. You wouldn't have to die cut anything. You could just lay those on there. And if you wanted the berries red, paint them red and add a little snow. You could probably play with those
They're
greenery to kind of open them
yeah,
up a
they're
little bit.
wired. I mean,
Yeah.
it's on a wire, so you could bend it up a
And so
little
you
bit.
could add a little snow to those. Oh, too many ideas, Callie. Too many ideas.
And they're asking if you use the large easel, and we had your book on one of our larger easels.
Okay, are we ready to do some watercoloring?
I think we're ready.
Some easy peasy
But
watercoloring?
we have another question.
Yeah.
I guess we're so happy to have Maggie here. And we're asking, they're asking about how did you glue all your pages together in the book?
Well, let's go back to that. I learned the hard way. A few years ago, I did a kit and I thought that I had to glue in between a lot of the pages. And I learned something to make it much, much simpler is when I opened up that book to the middle page and then I inked along here. What I did is I glued the very first page and the very back page to the back of the book. So that part was glued down. And then I opened it up. And after I inked it, I took collage medium and then just painted it on here and the bottoms and the top on both sides. And then I took clamps. I have some bigger, you can get the ones that are kind of like paper clamps, but you can get them in a large size. Any clamp. So I clamped it a couple places here, a couple places here, and maybe even right here to make sure that it stuck down as best I could. And then once that's dry, it's hard as a rock and it's not going anywhere. But before I let it dry, I pulled up a few of the pieces in the corners like this. This is the collage medium, and you can get it in a jar or you can get it in a bottle like this. Collage medium can just be used as a glue. There's another style called multi-medium matte. I don't know whether we have that or not, but
We do. We have both.
but anyways, while it's still wet, just pull some of these forward so that it doesn't dry completely flat. And I just kind of kept working it until I got the corners like that. And then once, that's something you're going to have to do and really let dry like overnight. And then once I did this, I kind of inked the pages. And then if I wanted them real stiff, I might add a little bit of collage medium to make them kind of stay like that. So very, very simple way to open up that book. And then this, I was working with it and it tore, but it was the perfect tear.
And you were happy about it, right?
Yeah, it was the perfect tear. And actually, I like that look. So you can tear to your heart's content. So, but I'm going to show it like this. Can you see how the two ends of the twig are actually glued on the pages? There's an opening there, and that's okay because you want it to kind of be used as a way to keep that book open.
And Maggie, Barbara said she used a large piece of wood to cover the book and then her die cut machine for added weight. She didn't have a clamp.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Without a clamp, she just weighted it down.
Yes, you could set some stuff on it to weight it down, but you want to keep those pages really tight together so that it ends up being hard as a rock. Can you hear that?
It looks good.
Yeah, I just happen to have some clamps from my husband's toolbox. So anyway.
All right, are we ready to go back to the snowman?
Yes, we're ready to go back and do our easy peasy watercolor. So my go-to ink for snow is weathered wood. And I have a little story about when I was real little and I was watching my mom paint. I remember she was painting snow and she was using her blue. And I remember asking her, why are you using blue? It's snow. And this is from a 8-year-old kid that has 8 crayons in their crayon box. And this. Um, so she says, well, snow has blue hues to it. And sure enough, when she got done, it did look like snow. So when I found weathered wood, it was like the answer to my prayers for something to use for snow. So we're going to use weathered wood. And this is really hard to describe in directions, so I'm glad you're watching. We're just going to turn it upside down, press on it, and twist. And can you see how I'm transferring some ink? And I just, make in the directions I say 5 by 5, but 6 by 6, square like that. And depending on how juicy your ink is, this is quite old, so I'm surprised I got as much as I did. You'll know how much you need, but the thing about it is you want it very, very watered down. Um, you can always go back and add a little darker, but you can't. If you get it too dark, then it's going to look blue and not like snow. So we're going to take the water mister. And what I like to do is I like to not water down all of it because I may need that a little bit later. So we're just going to water about 3/4 of it. But you see how much I'm really diluting it? You want it diluted like that. And if you look, this is why I prefer doing it on this mat. But first of all, if I were doing it on the glass, you wouldn't be able to see where, at least with this mat, I can see where it's at. Plus, it kind of beads up a little bit more than on just plain glass, but it works both ways. So what I'm going to do is I always work on the smooth side because I feel like it soaks up better. So we're going to, a lot of people's first thing that they want to do is they want to drag it through, and you don't want to drag it. So we're just going to lay that on there, press it in like that, and we're just going to lift it up. And it doesn't matter.
It doesn't look like it's very colored.
Yeah, and that's what you want. You do not want too much because see how that's pooling? That's going to create your shadows and your depth. And so you don't want to cover it all perfect. See how this doesn't look like it even got some? But when this gets dry, this is going to create some of your shadowing. And so we're going to lay that aside. We're going to do the same thing.
So you used, just to review, the distress sprayer. Do you have the box of product?
I do.
Box of product? Okay.
Oh,
Well, we'll do that. And then
yeah.
let's show again what you use.
Okay, see how that's pooling? Because that's pooling on one side, that's going to give you the shadowing look. It's kind of like the moon where you get a little bit of texture. Here again, take a look. This is pooling, and if you want to, you can kind of, if you think it's too much, you can kind of turn it like this so that it gets more in the middle. There we go. But that's what you want is that pooling, and just kind of play with it like that. So we're going to set those aside. And then we're going to also do these two pieces like this. These are our snow base. And again, doesn't need to be completely covered. But okay, remember how I told you about the exposing the open fibers of that paper? That's where that comes into play because it soaks up a little bit more and gives you some definition. Can you see that? And then we'll do the other one, the shorter one. And there's a reason why I leave this over here, and I'm going to show you. But you cannot create this with a paintbrush because this is just so flowy and so organic that's what makes it easy. We're not going to do the.
Maggie, do you want to show the paper you're
Yes,
using here?
yes.
Watercolor paper?
Yes. Do you have it in the smaller too? That you have it in the small 4 by 6?
I think so.
Okay. This is the watercolor paper that I use. It's Tim Holtz Distress Watercolor cardstock. You get 10 sheets. And this price is for $7.99. I figured out you get for 80 cents a sheet. You can get a lot of Snowman out of this. I also use the small, he also has a smaller package of like 4 by 6. And that works too. It's 118-pound watercolor cardstock. It's one of my favorite watercolor papers. I use this a lot. A distress what?
Sprayer.
Oh, no, I don't see it. Oh, she has the little ones. These are the little ones. This is the travel size of those water misters. But I'll tell you what, for doing this project and for cleanup, like it just works so well. And the thing I like about this one is I think I've shown you this before. I'll show you on mine. It has this little button right here and you can lock it. So when you're carrying it someplace, it's not going to leak. There's nothing that can come out. But when you open it up, there's two ways you can use it. If you want to just mist something with a fine mist, you're going to commit to it and you're going to go like that. But if you want little droplets, you're just going to very little and you're going to get these fun droplets. And I can show you that on an.
That's a great sprayer, and it always sprays.
Yes.
It never.
I have had mine
Yeah,
for
me
probably
too.
10 years. And
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
When it first
Yeah.
came out. So
I grab mine even just to wipe up stuff.
it is. It's for good for
Yeah,
cleaning.
yeah.
Yeah. I use it a lot. So if you don't have one of those, certainly you could use any sprayer, but it doesn't have that capability of locking.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have that capability of getting some really cool water drops.
And they're inexpensive, aren't they?
Yeah, they're $4.99.
Yeah.
And I can show you how you can do those water drops too. Okay, so I'm looking at this and it's still pooling and that part's not drying yet. And that's okay because we're going to use the heat tool. But what I wanted to show you, the reason I left a little area right here that didn't get as diluted is now I can go back and we can add just a little bit of fun detail.
Maggie, it's so good to have you here. You get messy. The rest of us don't get.
I was going to do my nails last night and
no.
I thought, it's not worth it. But see how we just added a little bit of detail to that? It gives it a little bit more. So we're just gonna.
Do you need a
blow?
Do you need a blow dryer?
I've got a heat tool right here.
Heat tool.
But look at that. See how you got a little bit of texture? So we're just gonna go in and come over here and see, you're gonna get just a little bit more. So it's fun to play with.
Fun.
There we go. See? And so when you look at snow, you don't see blue, but you really do see blue.
Yep.
And so now I'm going to see how you can but you never drag it. You just pat it,
And what
guess.
color are you using?
This is weathered wood.
I love weathered wood.
Well, if you're going to do snow, you have to have weathered wood.
Weathered wood is a great blue-gray. What do you
Okay.
need?
I had some paper towels laying here somewhere.
I'll get you some.
I don't know what I did with it. Oh, I found it. Diane.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to clean that up because I actually have used all the blue that I need, the weathered wood. And that, you know what? One of the first times I used it, and we had a customer in Virginia, you know who you are. She thought she was supposed to bring some wood that had been weathered outside. So
Like gathered
if
twigs.
she's watching, like gathered twigs.
Worn lipstick too. That was another one. Remember those classes we
Yeah.
used to have?
Oh my gosh.
Man.
Okay, so now I'm looking at these, and of course I never can let things go. So let's just mist them just a little bit so they're not quite as spotty here. There we go. And that kind of softens it a little bit. So you can play with it and get the look you want. Okay, so I'm going to kind of let that dry for just a little bit while I do the nose. Now I'm going to show you the nose. Again, you want to use the smooth side. I used carved pumpkin, but I'm going to show you carved pumpkin to me is too orange.
Pretty intense.
Yes. So what I'm going to do is off to the side here, I'm going to just put a little bit of pumice stone. Pumice Stone is my go-to brown.
It's her favorite.
Yeah, my favorite used to be gathered twigs, and it still is for some things, but I've learned that pumice stone is a little softer. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use that sprayer again, and I've got enough for 25 noses there, but that's this time we're not going to dilute it quite as much. And what I want to do is I want to vintage up this carved pumpkin. So we're going to start by laying that again.
Maybe we need a bigger nose.
I know, don't drag it. Just like, oh, that looks good. But I don't want it quite that orange. So I'm going to water down this pumice stone just a little bit. And we're just going to just tone it down. It just tones that orange down and gives it just not quite so orangey orange. So there's our nose right there. Okay, so we're going to wipe this up. See, I had enough. We could have done a lot of noses with that amount of orange. And again, using this sprayer, it's perfect for cleaning up. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I stepped away, but I'm back. And I love Shannon's comment, Maggie,
Yeah.
because she said once she heard that sprayer locked, she decided she had to get one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because I have it thrown in my bin. When I do projects, I put everything in a 12 by 12 bin that I need. And, it just lays in there. So that lock is perfect. But I think the best feature about it, I'm just going to show you something. The best feature about it is the way that you can change the spray. So I'm just going to take this
What
and
do you
I'm
mean?
going.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Do you want
Yeah.
a bigger piece? I
No,
can get
this will
you one.
work. This will work. Just kind of a side note.
We love your
So-
side notes, Maggie.
So when you're going to do this project or this type of thing, it's good to have a good layer of ink. And as you can see, I'm not very careful with my inks. There's glitter on there.
Oh my, it looks like one from the store here.
And I've had this for probably 10 years. And so I do a lot of weathered woods, so you can see how long they last. Okay, here's the difference between tearing forward and getting that exposure. This is the other side, but when you tear it forward and you get that exposure, take a look at the difference of your edges, just to show you. See the difference in the edges? Can they see that? There.
Wait, okay, yeah.
There's the difference in when you want to expose that edge and when you don't.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So just a side note. Okay,
We love
so
your side notes.
I'm going to show you. I could use that water sprayer as a mist, which means you can.
Linda says you were brave to wear a white sweater. I just had to
You know,
interrupt you.
I thought about that when I put it
'Cause you
on.
look it looks like a snowman.
I was trying to come up
I
with
think
something
you look
snowy.
great.
It will look even more if I get blue on it. Okay, so again, I could mist it and it would kind of move that around, but I want little water dots, so I'm going to not commit and I'm just going to hold it like this.
Okay, get up here. Get
Can
up
they
just
see
a
it?
little bit. There, now we can see it
Okay,
better.
in fact, I can hold it in my hand here so they can see it. And by not committing
So you're
to it,
barely pushing?
I'm barely pushing, and it's going to give you water drops instead of a mist. Okay, there we go. Now, if you watch that, see the magic? It's happening right before your eyes. See see it? Isn't that cool? I love that. I just love watching it. And I let it kind of do its magic for a little while, and then I will heat set it. When it looks kind of the way I want it to look, then I'll heat set it. So, but see this, if I would have committed, it would have just been a mist. But because he has that feature on there, you can make it look like that. Isn't that cool? I don't know. I think those things are cool. But okay, so now we're going to come back here and we are going to dry and just let that pool wherever that ink is pooling is okay. Oh gosh, look at that. Can you see that? Looks like snowflakes. Make a pretty background. Okay, so we're going to, and again, when you are doing this, you do not want to cover every square inch of that circle. Don't worry about little parts that didn't get inked, and that's why you don't drag it, you pat it.
I didn't know that, Maggie. I would have drugged it.
Oh, that's your first inclination is to drag it. Now I'm getting some interesting colors in here. I don't know whether it's because my mat, I tried to clean up my mat, but my mat might have had a little bit of green in it. I don't know. This looks like the moon. But once it's dry, and we're going to dry this little piece, it sets that in so that it stops movement of that ink. So there we go. So on that project then, on this project, those are the pieces that you're going to use. And so in this project, you're going to, and once it dries, it gets less,
It's so funny how
lightens
that
up.
starts the way it starts.
Yeah.
How they don't look like the snowman until you get it all put together.
Yeah, so this is how I put it together, and this piece was the first piece down below, and this is how I made it at first, and I took a picture of it, and if you're ever making something and you're not quite sure, take a photo of it, and certain things will glare at you and you're going, oh, I don't like that. So that's when I made another piece and put it over so that you got that layered look. But can you see that? And so then what you're going to do, and there's our nose, and I'm going to dry that a little better. But see, by adding just that tiny bit of pumice stone, it toned down the orange. And you cannot get this look by using a brush. You can't get that watercolory look like that. It's just kind of a natural, organic.
It is very cool.
Okay,
So Maggie, Lisa said she's found out accidentally that crackling campfire makes good noses too. I know you're using carved pumpkin.
and that's a real deep orange.
I'm going to go get it so we can share it with people.
You know what? I would agree with you. I think carved pumpkin is a very intense, more of a red orange, and that would work also. That's why I felt like when I used carved pumpkin, I love the orange, but you need to add some little bit of depth to it. And
there's the other
yeah,
one.
look at that.
I mean, it looks red next to the orange, but
yes, but this is a great color.
I think I got your camera twisted.
Okay, so now our next step is we're going to take some pumice stone and we're going to just go around the edges to give some definition and a little bit of edging and shadowing. So I'm going to go around the edges of the snowman circles. And I kind of try to figure out, well, which side do I want for the bottom? And I kind of like using this for the bottom because your snow gets dirtier and shadowier more down at the bottom. So we're going to add just a little bit more shadowing there. And then sometimes you kind of look at it and you go, okay, is my light source, my sun, going to be coming from the right or the left? And whatever you decide, then your shadowing would be. So if our light source is coming from the right, then the shadowing would be a little bit more on this side. So we're going to add just a little bit more there. And so we have to make sure that we do the same thing on this side. So we're going to put the shadowing more on this side. Not much more, but now you could have taken, another thing you could have done is taken your paper distressing tool and maybe added a little bit of texture to those edges, and you could certainly have done that. That opens up the fibers and gives you a little bit more look. But see how by adding that little bit of pumice stone, you get a little bit more shadowing. And what I like to do is sometimes I go into it a little bit to give it just a little bit, not much. You don't want to dirty it up. This is the paper distressing tool. Thank you, Callie. And mine is the old one, so you know how long it lasts. I've had it.
Mine's
for
red too, Maggie.
years.
And Tim changed his colors to black.
I don't think that those razor edges ever get dull. And I add a colorful ribbon so that I can always find mine
Yeah, they're
wherever it's
kind of
at.
small, so it's
Yeah.
easy to lose.
So this is $6.99, and each one of these little gouges have the razor to it.
I just used mine a couple nights ago making some invitations.
Oh, there you
It worked
go.
great.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a good thing to have. So you could have, I did not do that in this kit, but you certainly could distress those edges. So here's the nose. So we're going to take a little pumice stone. We're going to vintage this up a little bit. See how that exposed torn edge soaks up the ink? But look at that. That's a perfect nose. And then what I did is I took a Zig Rider pen and I used the fine point.
And those are like $3. That pen.
I've had this for
Oh my
years
gosh,
too.
yes, that's like the classic
Yeah, I don't know whether you have one in here.
scrapbooking pen from Creative Memories from 25 or more years
Do
ago.
we still carry them, right?
We do carry them. They're $3.
And it has the fine point, which is the side I'm going to use, but it also has the bullet point.
And
But
it is archival ink, so it is water resistant.
Yes, I would say it's very, very close to waterproof, because I wouldn't probably write something and dip it in water, but I have used it and then splattered it like with white paint and it doesn't run. But okay, so now we're going to take, I'm trying to see if I could bring this up a little closer so that people can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take that nose and I want to give it some little roundness to it.
I got to give Janet, not our Janet, but our customer Janet, who comes in quite often, and it's really sweet. She put a sticker note on her bottle as far as do this to, to spray.
Oh my gosh.
And then she said it says on her bottle already, and it must be a different bottle. Our bottle doesn't say, but they've changed the bottles. So she said it says on there.
Yeah, they have. Look
on
at
the
that.
label.
This is the old one that I've had for years.
People can't see that.
Sorry about that. So this is the old one that I've had for years. This is the new and improved version. But I'll tell you what.
Same bottle, different label.
Yes. Okay, so see what I did with the nose. I just added some little markings on that nose to give it some roundness. I don't do it, they're real fine and real faint, but there's your nose.
They are very faint.
And that's what's nice about this Zig Rider pen. But again, it's not
It's
100%.
like $3. I think it's like $3.
But it's not 100% waterproof. But if you're going to splatter paint on it, it's pretty waterproof for that. Okay, so I just wanted to show you the easy way. And then for the mouth, you can do one of two things. I happen to have at my house, some ebony Nouveau drops. I don't know if we have some of this anymore at the store.
Ebony is out of stock right now.
Okay, so I did use that.
Well, let me make sure.
But you could, there again, use your black Zig Rider and color in your round black circles. So that's just as easy too. Okay, and if you wanted to, I didn't, but you certainly could add some buttons.
Ebony's Nouveau drops are out of stock right now,
Okay.
and we can't get them right now. We're
Okay.
waiting. It might be January, but I like that how you leave the little.
Yeah, so I'm showing you how to give it a little bit of oomph by when you're
Yeah.
making those buttons.
I never thought
Leave-
about that.
Leave just a tiny bit of white. And the same way when you're doing the snowman's eyes, on this one you don't see his eyes, but if you're,
How'd you think of that, Maggie?
I don't know, it just know it
came to you?
needed, yeah. So there we
It's
go.
really neat.
That's how easy this is to do, and it's pretty much foolproof. This one, I think my mat had a little bit of green, but I'm okay with that. It's very artistic looking, but I don't think you're going to get green because you're going to have a nice clean mat.
Yeah,
But take a look at this. This is what
that's
happens.
neat. Oh yeah, from your
Wouldn't that be
sprayer.
a cool background? but I think I've had that before and I even cleaned it. So I'm really going to have to go in and scrub it. So, but I like this look. It's a
I
very
think it looks
artistic
great.
looking snowman. So
And you got that look with weathered wood
mhm,
and you
pumice, a
added
tiny
pumice
bit of
stone
pumice stone around the edges. Yes. And probably a little bit of peeled paint from years ago.
from the
So
last project.
yeah. So that's how easy this is. And it's just kind of a foolproof way. Isn't that cute how he's looking up? A foolproof way of watercoloring. So even those of you who think that they can't watercolor, you can. So
And Maggie, I know I've been kind of in and out, and Diane and I have been swapping. Did you already talk about the stencil and the
I did
paste
not.
and stuff
I did not. And
and the
do
paint,
you want me to do that?
or
Okay.
at least tell us what we need?
Yeah. So when I did the box, the first thing I did is it's a pretty dark gray. So what I did, the first thing was I painted the whole thing with white acrylic paint. And let me see if we've got, oh, no,
We've
that's
got the. We
blush.
should
Here,
have the Dina Wakley.
we have some Dina Wakley white acrylic. Um, I just painted the whole box in and out. It the first layer did not look that great, and that's okay. You let it dry. That's the key is you want to let it dry
Ha!
in
That's the
between.
hard part, right?
Yes, in between, or
Waiting.
you heat set it. But so once I was done with my first layer, then I went back in and did the second layer all the way around. And there were places that I probably had to add a third layer, and that's okay. So just as long as you let it dry between or get it dry somehow with the water or with the heat tool. Then what I did is I took some of this weathered wood and very, very lightly using a blending tool. I didn't want it to be blue.
Oh, that's why it looks
I
like that.
just wanted it to be kind of a milky blue because then your snowflakes will stand out a little bit more. But you don't want to, you know, press on it a lot. I just went over it just enough to give it a milky blue look. And then once that was done, then you can use, Tim Holtz he has this snowflake stencil, and it's it's one of my favorites in the fact that they're all different and they're different sizes. And so I use this a lot. Now he does have the smaller one in a set, and I don't see that here, but he has it in a set of 3, and those are smaller. But for a project like this, you can use the smaller ones or the big ones. And so what I did is I took that stencil and I laid it, I just picked the snowflakes I wanted actually. And you can mask off if you want to, but I don't worry about it too much. I stick, like, let's say, that one is this one right here. So I would just lay this right here and using a palette knife, I would put texture paste opaque. Let's see.
Did we get that for you, Maggie?
Yes, opaque crackle. This one right here. This one is my go-to. It's on my desk 24/7. I use it all the time. So there's a difference. Texture paste opaque is just it's just opaque. But if you get this crackle, it's going to crackle as it dries. And I'm going to show you. Let me see if I can get it closer without. Um, let's see, I can't get it close enough so that you can see. But as it dries, it crackles. Now that makes it a little bit more fragile, so you have to be careful working with it. But once it's dry, and you cannot rush this, this has to dry on its own. That's what causes the crackle. Don't use your heat tool for this. So I just went around and picked and chose um, my snowflakes that I wanted to use from here. And the one thing you want to remember is you don't want to just line them up down the side. You want them to look like they're falling from the sky. So you're going to have one over here and maybe one over here that isn't complete. You don't want it to be perfectly in line. And like, see this little ones over here.
Yeah, I like how they're going off the edge.
Yeah, and so by putting them off the edge a little bit, see this one is off the edge. It's kind of hard to see when you're getting that close, but so just 3 or 4, 5 down the sides. You don't need to do the bottom. And then you can do one of two things. Usually with texture paste opaque, I can sprinkle that diamond dust on there while it's wet. But with the crackle, what I did is I waited until it was completely dry and crackled. And then I just went in with a fine tooth
Fine tooth comb.
fine point glue and just daubed the snowflakes and then sprinkled diamond dust. You can sprinkle
Can you move it
diamond
up
dust.
this way a little bit, Maggie?
Yep. You can sprinkle diamond dust. You can sprinkle the Tim Holtz rock candy. The rock candy is going to be finer and it's going to be more vintage looking. Or if you have to have both, you can mix Diane's mix, which is a little about half and half, and use that both of them. I like both of them mixed together like Diane does. We call that Diane's mix.
Yeah.
But you can use one or the other or both. So that's how I did the sides. And just a quick little tutorial on here. I started out with one end of the fabric and tucked it behind with a little bit of glue. And then to give it some texture, I just kind of accordion folded it like and kept gluing it down. So it's not just a
It's so cute,
straight
Maggie. That
piece.
is just, it's really darling. What a
Yeah,
fun
I love
project
him.
to
I
give
just
as a
love
gift.
him looking up. I
Yeah.
don't know. There was just something about that. So
Especially it reminds you of the first snow, how exciting it is when it's not a blizzard and it comes
yes,
down
well,
gently.
you know what? I love blizzards, so I'll take a blizzard as long as I'm home. Yes, yes. Okay, so one more quick tutorial, Kelly, and then we'll be
Okay.
on our way.
And before we get to that, Maggie, we have a lot of questions about that Christmas book of yours. And we
Oh.
do have a really nice poinsettia die from
Oh.
49 and Market in Sizzix. It's got 3 sizes of poinsettias, and it also has some greenery that would work out really well for the top of that
That would be
book.
one-stop shopping, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Does it have like a how do you get this texture look?
It's got a little picture down there at the bottom.
I
I
see.
think it's got multiple layers.
Yes, it does. It does. You
It's
get
hard to see.
yeah. Wow. This would cover everything that you
Yeah,
needed.
you could use 2 different sizes
Mhm.
depending on the size of your book. And
49 in Market stamps and framelit stamps and dies, and it is $39.99. The one thing about this is poinsettias are pretty timeless. They're not something that's going to go out of style next
And I
year.
think the name of it's right in that small print. Sizzix has some packaging issues, in my opinion. Is the name of it right there in the small print in that black box? If not, I'll look it up.
Poinsettia Trio.
Trio.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's right there. Yeah, by 49 in Market. It's very pretty. There you go.
So you
Okay.
could use that for a lot of things.
All right, I'm just going to show you this other kit real quick because it uses the same technique, but there's the quick and
Project.
easy.
There's the
Same
project.
techniques of painting and inking and doing your snowflakes. So
I mean, forward this way.
like this. So that's the same technique and the same technique for the snowing or the snow. Although this is just one piece, and I'm just going to show you a quick
Maggie,
way.
can you show us the kit?
Yes.
What you get in the kit and what you need to complete it
Okay. So with this
before
kit,
you do the snowman?
this is even simpler than the other kit, and this does involve a little bit of watercoloring with a brush. But in this kit, you're going to get the wooden blue box. You're going to get the blue pattern paper, just the same as the other one. You're going to put you're going to get 6 by 6, so you're going to cut it to the size. And it's going to be glued down to the front and also in the back. I'm going to show them.
Yeah.
Same thing. We kind of like finishing off the backs. So you're going to get a paper like this. It's already stamped for you. This is from the Tim Holtz, I believe, Mr. Frosty stamp set.
And that is coming. If you like the stamp, it's just been on back order for us.
This is a very versatile stamp set because it has the his head also. And it has this, and it has the head up close.
Do
It's
you know
really
how
cool.
funny that sounds?
It has a stamp that's bigger that you only get this part of his head. And I've used that on coasters too. So
That stamp set, Mr. Frosty's due in early December. Just so
perfect.
in case you're wondering, anyone's wondering about it.
So you're going to get 8 feet of red twine and 1 red bell. And so here you're going to need the same thing, the craft mat, white acrylic paint for splattering, a sanding tool, paintbrushes, collage medium. You're going to need the snowflake stencil, which we
So
just
neat.
showed you. You're going to need a palette knife. And for this one, again, you can decide what colors you're going, like I chose red because we have the red matte. But the red that I used was barn door. But if you have another red, I think if you have candy apple red, that would work. And I'm trying to think what the other red
I
was.
can go. So you used, which one
I
did you use?
used
Barn
barn
door?
door.
Okay, let me go get those.
Crackling campfire might be kind of pretty. The only thing is you're going to get this red. You don't see much of it, so you kind of want to have that same hue. But I used barn door, and then for the twigs, I used one of my favorites, gathered twigs. You're going to need the water mister again, a heat tool, your paper distressing tool, fine point liquid glue, a splatter brush. You're going to need
Can you show the
Diane's.
splatter brush? They might not know
Yeah.
what that is.
And the crackle paste. That's what I used for those snowflakes on the side. It crackles as it dries.
And you showed the crackle paste
I
earlier,
did,
right?
yes, yes. And I didn't say, when I got done with this and before I splattered it, I did take some liquid glue and just very randomly, with my finger, I just
Oh.
added, and then I sprinkled the rock candy or the Diane's mix or the
So it's
diamond
hard to
dust.
see that. If you
You
get it up
can't,
close
you
and
can
tip it
see
sideways.
it's
There,
got a
now we can see it.
little sparkle, but you don't want to cover the whole thing. I just randomly used my finger and just put little spots just to give it a little, and I did it down here too, but very, very
Just a
little.
bit.
Yes.
And
Okay.
Maggie, here, I don't know if you already showed the palette knife, but that I know you like metal palette knives.
I do. We've got plastic ones too, but I like your metal ones and I like the pointed. Some of them are not pointed, but I like being able to, if I'm trying to use this, if I'm trying to use this right here, this stencil, and I'm trying to get just that one, because I just handpicked the ones I wanted, then by using that,
We can't see that. Maybe it's
Sorry.
too far down.
by using this pointed palette knife, you can get just where you want. And there are some palette knives that are much wider. So I do like a pointed metal one.
And that one is from Spellbinders. And how much is
It's
that one?
$6.99.
Oh, that's not bad.
But the one thing I want to tell you is when you're done, immediately wash it off.
Yes.
Because otherwise you'll end up with texture paste that will be there forever, or you have to scrape it off. So, okay. So Kelly, I was saying that Tim Holtz has a smaller one of these in a set. Do you have the smaller ones?
I think I had ordered that one.
Yeah. I mean, this is a good size for our project.
I
But
went and looked for
just-
it and I couldn't find it,
Yeah.
but I know that we have it. I don't know if it's sold out before our demo today, but I
Oh.
did bring over the red colors of inks if you
Ooh.
wanted to show.
Okay, so candy apple would work for this project because I think the reds would go. And here's the thing, you can customize your reds just like I customized the orange by adding a little bit of pumice stone. And so there's barn door, that's the one I used. There's lumberjack plaid.
That's a good Christmas red, I think.
It's funny, yeah, and I didn't even think about using lumberjack plaid, but that would easily have worked. And then there's fired brick, which has a little more orange to it. But all of those would work because you don't really see that much of the red. The
And
red
Janet just linked the
matte.
mini stencil set.
Oh, perfect.
So
Okay, so in your kit, you're going to get pre-printed Frosty, Mr. Frosty. And so we're going to use that same technique to get that watercolor look. So we're going to just, I'm going to go over here where it's clean. Maybe maybe it won't be quite so green. Okay, again, press and twist. Should call it the press and twist method.
And we do have your stencil, so the small one. So I
Oh,
need to have somebody find it.
and you
Maggie.
know what? I think I used
We
the
have a
big,
lot of
but you could use the little one or the big one. Doesn't matter. Actually, you should have both because those snowflakes, I like them because they're not uniform and they're not, you can scatter them. I'm going to show you. There's so, all of them are different. And you know, no two snowflakes are the same. So that's what I like about this stencil. Sometimes I've seen other collections of stencils and they've been perfect snowflakes all in a row. And it's hard to get the look you want when they're too perfect and two in a row. So what I like about this is there's different sizes and different shapes, which is how true snowflakes are.
And Diane is going to find our the smaller set, Maggie, because I can't remember what it comes with.
Okay, so this one I moved over here and off my dirty mat. So we're going to again dilute it, and this is the part that you really, really want to dilute. And I
You're
never
diluting
know.
a lot. You
I
sprayed
am.
about 8 or 9 times.
And when I tell in the directions, I'm never sure how many to say, but that's why I'm glad you're seeing this because you see how diluted you want it. Because
Thank
you
you.
just want hints of blue. You don't want it to be blue.
Oh, Maggie, the small one is a really good set. It's I'll hand it to you. Sorry to interrupt everybody, but
Oh.
this day is kind of a weird day and we're doing a lot of
We're just
interrupting.
finding all sorts of things.
It's set number 18, but it's kind of cool because you've got the words and you got
Yes.
the I call it the sweater pattern.
This is the sweater pattern, and that's cool for a background, but these two, you will use this one over and over, whether you use the whole stencil as a background or whether you choose, you can mask off and just choose just certain words. And there's your snowflake pattern too. So you get 3 for $12.99. This one's mini stencil set 18.
and
So,
Janet linked it, so
and
it is
actually,
linked.
I don't think you can do winter things without both of these size stencils, but
Well, you could mix them. Wouldn't they be
yes,
nice mix because
yes.
they're the same?
Okay, so I have, again, when I'm writing directions, I never know how many times to miss because some people are using great big water bottles that, so you've just got to go by the feel. And I'm just going to really dilute this. Again, you don't want to color it blue. You just want to have that hint of blue. So we're going to, again, we're not going to drag. We're just going to lay this on here and we don't care if we don't cover every square inch of it. It's just going to give the illusion of a snowy day. So we're just going to lay that right there
Do you need
and
me to
let
get
that
you
pool.
paper towels?
I've got some.
Okay.
And again, you can always go back and add a little more color if you want to, and just don't dilute your stuff as quite as much. And if you don't like how it's pooling exactly, I love just letting it do its thing, but we're just going to kind of do this to give it a little bit more. There we go. And see, there's little spots here that didn't get anything. That's okay. That's what you want. That's what makes watercolor. By doing this, you can actually stop that movement of the water. And can you see how it's curled up? That's okay because it's more wet on the top than it is on the bottom. Once it starts to dry, you'll see it flatten out.
Oh my gosh, it is. It's magic.
Yeah, it's because the top was wet and the bottom wasn't. Then, I'm like thinking, okay, I'm just going to spread that out a little bit. See, I got rid of that dot, but we still have that pooling look. And so this is about all you need. Now I'm looking at this and I like the background, but I'm going to show you again. We're going to just drop down a little bit more water, weathered wood. We're going to dry that, but I want that snowman just to stand out a little bit more from the background. So I'm going to put down just a little bit more weathered wood, but I'm not going to put quite as much water. And I'm going to do a little bit of putting it where I want it. So see, I want it kind of on this bottom part of the snowman, a little color little shadowing. So I'm putting my finger right under where I want it. And I'm going to tap that down
Oh,
like this. And that kind of controls a little bit. And see how that gives just a little bit more there. That's what I wanted.
see, I think this would be another, you talked about fun activities, for the day after Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving Day. And I think making these snowmen would be a lot of fun in these boxes.
Yeah, and they're simple. I mean, really, I think your kids can do it. So just by adding that a little bit, and I probably could have done just a little bit on his head. All right, I can't let well enough
You do a
alone.
little bit more.
Yeah.
Here we go.
But I'll tell you what, I'm finding out that my pad is dirty. But you know what? I'm okay with that look.
You are.
I'm okay with
I
that
know,
look.
because you're artsy. Maggie's very
But
artsy. We've missed you, Maggie.
I've missed being here.
Maggie had one other kit. She really came through for us
There,
for our
perfect.
holiday kits. Where'd you put it at?
Right on his head.
nose?
But see how you can kind of direct where you want that a little bit more just by putting your finger behind the place that you wanted. Okay, so we're going to dry this. And some people like to dry from behind. It does spread out a little
It
bit.
did flatten out really well.
Yeah. And it's okay. It's going to get glued down. Okay, so now another thing you can do is you can take that paintbrush that I said you were going to maybe use, and we're going to just add a little bit of shadowing.
So
I'm
it's
going
a
to put
pretty
a little bit
small
of blue
paintbrush.
and a little bit of pumice stone, not very much pumice stone. And we're going to maybe not quite as diluted as before, but I'm going to just go in, I don't know whether you can see that. Okay, go in here and kind of add a little bit, and I'm going to add just a little bit of pumice stone and kind of fill that in just a little bit to give it
Interesting, Maggie. It's not what I expected.
a little bit of ground look. So we're going to kind of go around there like that. And then I kind of want him to have some shadowing. So we're just going to add a little bit along here, a little bit of that pumice stone.
A lot of people are saying that they're happy that you're here today, that
Oh,
they've missed you, Maggie.
Thank you.
And we also have, I can't remember who said it. Beth says she needs a heat tool. So when you get done painting, we need to show the heat tool that we have available here at Memory Bound.
Okay, so
We have a
see
couple, actually.
that I'm adding, I'm going to show you, I'm adding, but I don't want it to be totally brown, so I'm adding a little bit of weathered wood. And I'm just trying to add a little bit of texture, and you can do that by just dabbing instead of painting. See, by dabbing, you're going to get a little more textured look. And I'm just going to I'm not painting it, I'm just laying it on so that we get a little bit of shadowing, just a little bit. There. So there we go. And let's dry that real. And again, we're going to use carved pumpkin on that nose, but we're going to tone it down. Oh, there's our heat tool. Yes. For years and years, I had a Ranger heat tool that was more of a heat tool than it was a embossing tool. And what I like about this one is it's more pointed, and you can get much more heat for embossing with this.
I have one similar to that also.
This one is made by Sizzix. It's just called a heat tool, but it also is pointed and directed so you can cure embossing powders with it. And it is $34.99.
It's a good basic, and
It is a nice
it will
one.
last you a while.
Okay, so see, by adding just that little bit and by dabbing it, we got some texture to the snow. And
Yeah.
as we all know, by the time you get done making a snowman, that snowman is not perfectly white. So, okay, so now we're going to do the nose, and I'm going to put a little bit in there. Again, I've got enough for 50 noses. Put a little bit of pumice stone. I don't water this down because I'm actually painting this on. So this is your true paint by number look. So see how I'm kind of dragging a little bit of the pumice
Yeah,
stone in
that's interesting.
to tone that orange down. So you can customize any color you want. So we're going to, can we see that? I'm going to bring it up here. We're going to paint his nose. And again, like Kelly says, Kelly's good at this. You don't have to have everything perfectly colored.
Yeah, I
Leave a
like a
little
little
bit of
white
white.
space.
And again, I'm going to daub. By adding a little bit more, you're going to get some shadowing and some depth on that nose. There we go. That's much better than the...
That's a pretty easy paint job there.
Yes, it is. And again, I have enough here for 50 noses, but we're going to wipe it up. And I used barn door for the scarf. Again, use your favorite. This part of the watercoloring is more directly watercoloring. It's not as fluid. So, and as you can see, I'm going to clean my paintbrush even using
And
my...
what color? Oh, you did barn door, right?
Yep, I'm going to get rid of that orange. Barn door is what I used. Okay, so... All right, so again, we're not hardly going to... you want it to be pretty intense, so we're not... We just sprayed one time on there. And we're going to paint that scarf. And again, you want to make sure that you keep your paintbrush clean, like I took off the orange, but sometimes it's okay. But I'm going to play a Kelly. I'm not going to cover everything. I'm going to leave
leave
some
some
white.
white?
I love that look. But see how a little tiny paintbrush will... See how by... It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to make sure that that's completely
You're
dry.
doing it up in the air, Maggie. That's amazing that you're holding it in the air painting.
It's pretty simple. Now here's something I didn't do on the kit, but I noticed I didn't do, so we're going to do it. We're going to come up here and we're going to add that
Oh,
little bit of
nice.
red. I forgot to do that.
Karen says you're a great teacher and it's a great demo today.
Oh gosh.
Maggie, you have taught, she's taught a million things today, you guys. And I think if you look back at all the tips and tricks and things and everything to do with snowmen, we have learned a lot today.
Well, we are almost ready
Let's
to be
pat
done.
ourselves
So
let's pat ourselves on the back. That's what
yeah,
I
and
think
I
we need
just
to do.
hope this gives you, I hope this gives you the courage to say, I can do that, because you can. All right.
So what color is that, Maggie?
We're going to use gathered twigs. Again, we're going to just mist it once because I think I'm splattering my snowman. We want some intense paint. Now, my hand shakes a little bit on the left-hand side, so let's see if we can get these twigs
Well,
painted.
you're doing it in the air. My gosh, you don't have to do it in the
Well,
air.
I think people can see it, but see how it's very little that you have to paint, but it adds some color to those twigs.
Kathy says she misses Maggie days.
Oh, thank you. There. And that's all we need to do is just add a little
Just
bit
a
of
little
that.
bit, just
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, but see, now see, that's probably where I got the idea. See how the little white,
Oh, the little buttons. Yeah.
now it can be just light glinting off or it can be a little snow. So it just gives it a little more natural look. And I believe that is all you need to do. And how many of you started singing to yourself, in the meadow we can build a snowman?
I am going to now.
I see where Luke Bryan is got a new Christmas album out and he sings this song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sings it with Ella Langley, I think.
Is
Or-
that going to be on your hits, Maggie's Christmas hits
It will
this
be,
year?
yes, yes. So there you go. And that's all you need to do. And when you get completely done, then you use your splatter brush, which is right here. If you want to make snow, you got to have a splatter brush. And I splattered the whole thing when it was done. So it just brings it all together. But there again, see how by adding that little extra, it gave just a little bit more, just a more watercolory look. So that's all you have to do. Pretty
Well,
simple.
You showed us a lot.
Yeah, very simple. And I seriously, I think kids could do it with a little bit of guidance. And they would have something that they could bring out every year
Well,
for
and they need
Christmas.
to write their name and the date. Whoever makes it should put your name and the date on
Yes,
the bottom or on the
I
back.
agree.
And there's been comments earlier about how you could do the back sides, do something different on the back sides if you wanted to.
Kelly,
And you mentioned it too.
here's something we're going to do today.
Okay.
We're going to just have Doug drop this in a random,
All
in
right. In an
someone's
online
random
order?
order. Yep. You might open up your order in a few days and it might be sitting in there. So
All right. We'll
there you
pass
go.
that back to shipping. So
Yeah.
Maggie, can you show us your kits or your projects and the kits again, just so
Okay.
everybody remembers what we have? And
Okay, so we have the Let It Snow. I do it every time.
we'll get you
Snow.
retrained.
I love that blue behind there.
And
That's why I
here's the
used it
kit.
twice. And we've got the kit.
And we're off camera.
And
Let me go this way.
the kit has every piece that you see here. And then we also have the list of things that you need to make it. Again, weathered wood, you have to have weathered wood. That's the only blue that, to me, that works for
For your
snow.
coloring. So weathered
Yeah.
wood.
The
Looks like
others,
this without the Ben's name on it.
the others are negotiable as far as your orange that you can use. So this kit is $23.99.
And it's got Maggie's directions in it also.
There
And you
you go.
got the button and the sticks and the fabric.
Yes.
And we die cut Let It Snow for you. It's all been done.
And those little buttons are little vintage black buttons that came out of our vintage stash. And then we have this kit, which is in the meadow. We can build a snowman. And there's the kit. And it is $23.99. But what a fun way to start off the holiday season. And I was going to tell you, when you are coloring your scarf and your nose, you can dry it or let it dry, and you can add another layer if you want it to be a little more intense. Actually, I really
Is
like
that
how that one
Here,
turned
do
out.
you want to you can compare the two.
Yeah, so I probably added another layer, but I kind of like that watercolory look that we left some white. I call it the Kelly technique. So
Okay. I didn't know I had a technique, but it
okay,
makes me kind of proud.
so I hope you.
All right, I'm going to switch the camera around so we can see Maggie again. And I probably need to bring it back over. There she is. There's Maggie.
There's our kit.
We're having a tornado right now.
But I always say, oh, wouldn't this be fun? And it does. You can find easels that are thicker, and these
I'm
can
going to take the camera
fit
out because we
down
can't see
on.
that.
I'm not sure if we have the real deep easels, but there are deep easels. Or you know what?
Or
They
they
sit
sit on
just
their
like
own.
this. Yeah. So there you go.
Well, Maggie, this has been amazing. And I think I was really pleased that you actually designed 4 kits for us for the holidays.
It was fun.
And you did them about all at once.
I did. And I'm kind of confused as to what holiday it is because I was
Because you did
probably
this a long
doing
time ago.
this before Halloween, and then I did Halloween, and then because of family commitments, we are having our Christmas at Thanksgiving. So I feel
Who's on
like
first,
I
kind of,
have
isn't
no
it?
idea what season it is, but as long as our family can get together, I don't care what day it is. So
And Carla said she loved it, and she's got the kit. And Janet says, come back soon.
thank
Osha
you.
says, thank you. There's been lots of comments that people have been really
Perfect.
excited
Well,
to see.
I hope this gives you the courage to just try it because I think it's just the easiest way to watercolor. And the one thing I like about watercoloring is it's flowing and very fluid looking. And sometimes, especially like when we were coloring the scarf, that's how a lot of people watercolor is very tight and very opaque. And watercoloring should be free and fluid. And that's what I like about this technique. So.
Well, pretty cool. Also, a thank you to Janet for being in the background. Lots of linking, lots of questions that have been answered. And there's a question about your tree project. And I believe we have one of those kits left. And maybe we don't. We'll have to, we don't have any of those kits left. So those are sold out. We might have one more in the works, but we'll let you know about
Yeah,
that.
there's a possibility of one more
Yeah.
available.
So thanks,
So.
Maggie, and thanks everyone for joining us today. I hope you have a crafty rest of your day. And Maggie, do you want to pick up that magazine and give us one more look at that magazine? So this is just a reminder that we do have the free magazine, Scrapbook and Cards Today, with a $50 purchase. So make sure you get in on that.
And it's just a fun magazine to have out during the holidays because it just looks so
Because it's
festive.
red. Yeah, it
Put
is.
it on
It's
your
Christmas
coffee
on the front
table.
page.
Yes, I
All
love it.
right. Well, thanks everyone.
Thank you for stopping by today.